I love it. Welcome to my kitchen. Welcome to the VegInspired Live. Let me know. I see some people on here. Let me know. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me. I'm not using the microphone like I normally do. I'm just using the computer. Let me know if you can see me. Give me some thumbs up. Let me know what's going on. Let me know you're here. Hey, hey, hey. Let me remove this. Well, welcome to our Tuesday VegInspired Live. I am tuning in live from Ocala, Florida, but I'd love to hear where you're tuning in from. So drop it in the chat. Let me know where you're tuning in from, that you can hear me. Give me a thumbs up and let me know you can hear me. And as a quick reminder, I do travel full-time in a fifth wheel RV. So if you see a cat or hear some noises, I have my husband, I have my cats. Don't be surprised. It's real life living, and this whole situation is different for them. While I'm talking, feel free to drop your questions in the chat, comments in the chat. I'll circle back. Karen, thank you so much. You can hear me and see me. I love it. If you're just tuning in, drop a hey in the chat. Let me know where you're tuning in from. And welcome to the VegInspired Live show. I am your host, Kathy Davis, a former school teacher turned plant-based lifestyle coach, 3-time cookbook author, and the CEO of VegInspired. I empower high achievers to elevate their energy, step into their genius, and crush their goals by helping them eat more plants easily and adopt healthy habits. So drop some fire in the chat. Let me know if you're ready to increase your energy so you can do the damn thing, right? So welcome to my kitchen. My goal for our live show each and every week is to inspire you to eat more plants. And many of you are ambitious, busy women and men trying to increase your energy and just feel better so that you can show up better by eating more plants. So today we're in my kitchen, my RV kitchen. This is what it looks like for those of you who don't know. Yes, we have dishes drying. We have potatoes cooking. We have an Instant Pot. This is our island. This is our fridge. We have a little pantry over here. I mean, this is real life cooking. But what I wanted to do today was really invite you into the kitchen and share with you the ease of what I eat in a day. Simple and fun. And if you really want to dig into the implementation of eating more plants and how to fit it into your busy life, make sure you are registered for our upcoming masterclass, Using Food to Fuel Your Goals, Healthy Habits for High Achievers. That masterclass is starting on December 6th. It's a 5-day masterclass, and you can register at veginspired.com/masterclass. So veginspired.com/masterclass. And as I've said before, our wellness is the root of everything in our lives, from our relationships and our health to our productivity and our mental well-being. Wellness plays a critical role. And I wanted to share some easy ideas for what I eat in a day and how I eat in a day and how I fit it into my busy schedule. From the moment I get up in the morning until the moment I go to bed and my head hits the pillow, I am on. I am energized. I am ready to serve people. I'm ready to show up and inspire people to eat more plants. But what I find is that most people overcomplicate the eat more plants approach. They try way too many recipes. They listen to thousands of people and they cannot figure out the way to do it because the overwhelm is real. But it can be super simple, and I'm here to show you how. So for breakfast, I typically make an oat bowl. This is an easy recipe. Sometimes I'll do it with cooked quinoa. Sometimes I'll just have warmed potatoes. Every now and then, if we have some toast, I might do toast and peanut butter, or a whole grain English muffin and peanut butter, or a breakfast sandwich with tempeh bacon and tofu. But for the most part, day in and day out, I eat a high fiber breakfast, something that's going to fuel my morning, leave me satiated so that I'm not constantly going between computer and fridge to snack all day. Who else is a snacker? I am a snacker, and I was always a snacker, and this way of eating has really helped me cut down on my snacks and gain that extra energy. So I wanted to show you my oat bowl because I talk about it a lot, but I've never really shown you what I do. This is so easy. So usually what I'm doing in the morning is I'm boiling water in my kettle, which I did put away already because there's just not enough room on this counter for all of my gadgets. I'll boil my water for my tea or my coffee, and while that's boiling, I make my oat bowl. So just going to make it for you. If you have a pen and paper, this is a great time to take down the recipe. For me, I use a half a cup of oats. My husband, he eats a whole cup of oats, maybe a little less than that, maybe 3/4. But for the most part, we do eat different amounts. So I just measure out about a half a cup of old-fashioned rolled oats. Easy, simple. We like the Publix Greenwise brand, but you can use Bob's Red Mill. You can do whatever you want. I like to put the dry stuff in first. So next, I'm going to add my ground flax. I usually use a nice heaping teaspoon, mix that together. This bag's cool because it has like Velcro on the inside, you guys. And if you have questions, go ahead and drop them in the chat. We see Atlanta, we see Blanco, Texas, a snack whore. Yes, and I'm going to talk about snacks too because I put some of those out. I'm going to do just a quick sprinkle of cinnamon. Sometimes I do cardamom, sometimes I do ground cloves or ground ginger. Like I really just kind of play with it. It just depends. Next, I'm going to add in about a half a cup of frozen blueberries. Okay, so that's nice, and I like the blueberry juice. We'll put that over there so it doesn't make a mess. And then I'm going to measure out a nice teaspoon of maple syrup. Now, if you're a date syrup person, you can do date syrup. If you are not vegan and you choose to use honey, go for a squeeze of that. Whatever you do for your sweetener. You just heard my potatoes beep. So our potatoes were cooking, which we'll get to in a little bit. And then this will be quiet, so I won't have to yell. And then the next, I'm going to add half a cup to about 2/3. And just this is non-dairy milk. I like super simple non-dairy milk. No sweeteners, no fillers. This is Elmhurst, but we often use, I'm going to set this over here. We often use West soy or Eden soy milk. The super simple, clean, not a lot of ingredients. Make it clean, make it simple. So now you have your oats and berries soaking in this non-dairy mixture. I think you can see. Let me pop over. Soaking in the, every time I turn the bowl, the oats go, the milk goes. So you can kind of see they're just going to soak. So what I do with it now is I just set it aside. I go about my morning drinking my tea, maybe an hour or so later. You know, I get up early. I get up around between 5:30 and 6 every day. So this is made between 6 and 6:30. And maybe 8:30, maybe 9:30. I'm like, oh, I'm ready for some breakfast. And I grab my oat bowl and I can relax over in the sun with the cat, or I can sit at my desk. If I have a Zoom meeting and don't have my camera on, I can eat right there. It's very easy to take. What I love about this is I actually created this bowl when I was working outside the home. Because what I would do is I would make it, slap a lid on it, and take it to work with me in my lunchbox. It sits, the oats soften, everything kind of gets melded together. You'll see that the water becomes kind of purple, or the milk becomes kind of purple from the blueberries, and it's just a beautiful bowl. You could also add a banana, you could add some strawberries, you could drizzle on some more maple syrup or date syrup, you could add vanilla, so you can really kind of mix it up. You can also make it ahead of time, at night, the night before. If your mornings are super busy, make this ahead of time, throw it in the fridge. It's grab and go. You can eat it at your desk when you get there. Like, I know I'm all about the balance, but let's be real. If you're choosing not to eat breakfast because you don't have time, then you're sluggish later in the day, just eat the breakfast at the desk. Just do it. I'd rather you be mindful, but sometimes we got to do what we got to do, right? So I love this. Let's see. Karen said, I just made your chickpea and mango curry. So good, isn't it? So these oats, super simple. I think it literally took me minutes to put that together. Now, the time-consuming part usually is getting the ingredients out and putting the ingredients back, right? Throwing the bowl together was simple. And the only thing I dirtied was this measuring cup. Now, we used to have a scoop that stayed in the oats. You could do something like that. Now, RV life, we downsized, so we don't have all those things. But I'll wash that scoop and then the bowl that I eat out of. So it's easy, simple, one pot. For lunch, what I like to do is a simple starch and salad. And if you've heard me train before, you know that I am very much about this easy, simple lunch. Easy, simple lunch. Oh, let me go back. These are regular rolled oats, not quick oats. Regular rolled oats, just old-fashioned regular rolled oats, not the quick cooking ones, because we don't actually cook them. They just soften in the liquid. So you know that I preach the starch and salad. So if you've been around for a while, I have 2 salads because husband John is going to get a salad as well. So what I'm going to do for my salads, I went ahead and mixed up the romaine lettuce already, chopped that up. Now I'm going to just add some tomatoes. And I love to buy these grape tomatoes at the grocery store because I can get them organic. They're always in season. These are really, really big, so we're only going to have 2 per salad because they're so big. And then I like to vary what I put on my salads. So I will just chop my carrot. I like them nice and thin, so I'm not too worried about the... And normally when I'm preparing the veggies for my salad, I'm also heating up my starch. So if it's rice for the day, I would have the rice in the microwave. If it is a potato, I might just throw it in there real quick to just warm out of the refrigerator. If it's like a whole grain or quinoa I might not heat up. I might just eat that as a scoop on my salad. But the big thing is having that prepped ahead of time. So normally we have the potatoes prepped. So like I said, the potatoes were cooking when we started the show. And normally I would have those prepped. I'd grab them out of the fridge, I'd put them on my salad. They'd be ready to go. So far my salad has some romaine lettuce. I alternate between romaine and spinach. I prefer spinach, but depending on when we get groceries and what the week looks like, sometimes the spinach gets eaten earlier or sometimes it doesn't look good at the grocery store, and I opt for romaine just because of the frequency of our salads. We eat them every day. Sometimes we go through the spinach either too fast or it goes bad in our fridge before we get to it. So we opted for romaine because we're doing tacos and some other things that I would like romaine on. Next up on my salad, I'm going to put some thinly sliced white onion. And I just thinly slice this. And I'll just divide it between our 2 salad bowls. Nice and simple. Then it goes back in the fridge. We just keep it cooked there. And then last I'll do the beets. These are those cooked beets by Love Beets. I'm not going to do it right now because you all know what's going to happen to my fingers when I touch those beets. So I will put that on there. And then last up, let me grab a potato. Typically for a potato, I would cut him into slices or into cubes, and I would put him on my salad. Now, I don't love them super hot. Like you can see, he's steaming. I just took him out of the hot boiling water. So I'm going to let him cool while I talk about some other things that I do. For my salad dressing. Oh, the one thing I don't have are chickpeas. Normally I have a can of chickpeas. I drain and rinse them, and I add chickpeas to my salad every day. That gives me my starch, my protein, and then all of my veggies on the other half of my plate. So it's a complete meal, keeps me sustained through the end of the day, keeps me going till lunch. Again, I have really, 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 really busy schedules usually in the afternoon. And so having all this energy to really implement and show up as my best self is so important to me. Let's see, I'm planning on trying overnight oats in my kitchen. Can throw together as early as morning and ready when I get up. Warm, can't stand cold oats. I assume your method can be heated up. Yes, so you can. You can actually toss these in the microwave and warm them up. The other option is you can make it exactly how I made it and use hot water in the morning, and then they'll be warm. You may want to add in a little bit of hot water and some milk to cool it off to give it that creamy texture. But typically when oats are heated, they typically get more creamy. So that really, you may not need the milk per se. And you love that I called my potato heat. Yes, they're always personify the veggies, right? So we walked through breakfast, we walked through lunch. We've only been live for 15 minutes. You can't say that it's not super easy, right? The potatoes were going. Yes, they took about 20 minutes, but it was simply just washing them off, throwing them in a pot and putting them on boil and setting the timer. See, that's the key, setting the timer. For dinner, I typically cook 3 to 4 meals a week. Now that gives me, let's say I cook a meal Sunday, I can have leftovers Monday. We cook a meal Tuesday, we have leftovers Wednesday. We cook a meal Thursday, leftovers Friday, cook a meal Saturday, leftovers Sunday, and we kind of rotate through. Some meals serve 6, so we have leftovers twice. Some meals only serve 1, so we might need to cook another meal. We always have our staple starches, rice, potatoes, whole grain pasta available for a quick meal if we don't have time. So some nights it's an easy, simple, no recipe meal, right? Boil some pasta, roast up some broccoli, make some sauce. Simple, easy, done. Other days we might just duplicate the starch and salad, where we might do potatoes in a salad or rice in a salad. We might do starch and veg, so we might do rice with roasted broccoli, sweet potato with roasted veggies, really starting to think about ways that you could make it easy. Other times, I grab the 30-minute whole food plant-based cookbook, and I look through and I'm like, ooh, we could do vegetable goulash today. It calls for potatoes, carrots, roasted red pepper, porcini mushrooms, easy things that I have in my pantry. Or maybe you're looking for the raw vegetable hummus wraps, right? You've got hummus, you've got all these veggies, you've got a tortilla, smother the hummus in there or smear the hummus in there, take the salad, put it in there, wrap it up. Now you've got a salad on the go with your hummus as your protein and your tortilla really packing in that satiation. So I love to eat some potatoes alongside my veggie wraps or have a couple veggie wraps just to make sure I stay full for the remaining afternoon. But if you need a quick meal on the go, the raw vegetable hummus wraps are so easy. Like I said, tortilla, hummus, take your salad, stick it inside, wrap it up, take it to work. You're good to go. Easy, delicious. So, there's so many options that you can do. But remember, one of the big things I find is that people overcomplicate their meals. They're going through and they're looking at all these recipes, all these ideas. Some days I do cook a recipe that's multi-step. Maybe it requires 2 or 3 dirty pans. But as you can see, my kitchen's not that big. I don't want to dirty 3 pans and have to stand over this tiny little sink and do dishes, right? I want to make sure that I'm making plant-based eating accessible. So what I would do, I'm going to finish up the salad and then I'll get to some questions. So I would chop up the potato, put them in my salad. I probably would have 2 or 3 potatoes to make sure that I'm really satiated for the day. I would drizzle on some seasoned rice vinegar. And then I would drizzle on my tahini and I literally just go, and that's all I do with the sound effects. I absolutely always do sound effects right up there with personifying my veggies. But what about in the middle of the afternoon? Maybe you do need a snack. So things that I go for are apples. I always have apples in the fridge. I might do a small smear of peanut butter, but typically I just cut the apple and eat it. I love to buy baked tostadas. These are great. You can dip them in salsa. You can dip them in a plant-based queso. You can dip them in hummus. I'd like to have cut up veggies. Oh, there's a thing of carrots in the fridge. I didn't bring that out. And then this is our homemade hummus. Easy recipe, 30-minute whole food plant-based cookbook. Again, if you don't have that cookbook and you want some of these recipes, go ahead and just send me a DM either on Facebook or Instagram and let me know that you're looking for the oats or the dressing recipes. Like I said, I just posted a bunch of those on Instagram. Or if you want the hummus recipe, I'm happy to send that to you. Something else I'll eat are these snackers. I just love them. They're so good. They're so easy. And I know rice cakes, everybody's like, oh, rice cake, that's for dieters. Listen, they're crunchy. They're not for dieters. It's a crunchy snack. And it's whole grain brown rice. Yeah, it's just a cracker. And then I also like these wasas. And what I do for the wasa is I'll lay it on a piece of paper. It's like a wasa bread. So it's like a big crisp cracker bread. And I lay it down and I smear it with hummus. And then I sprinkle everything but the bagel spice because everything but the bagel spice makes everything better. I use the salt-free option. Sometimes I'll do a pinch of salt, but usually I don't need that. And then I love to drizzle it with a rich, flavorful vinegar. So a balsamic vinegar. There's one that I have from California Balsamics that is smoky. So it really just pulls everything together and gives you so many options. So all of these things I find at a regular grocery store. I make my own hummus. It's easy. Canned chickpeas, some tahini, garlic, cumin, lemon juice. And then like, this is what I eat in a day. Now I don't eat obviously all of this. I don't eat all of these snacks. Some days I don't even need a snack. Some days I'm like, oh gosh, it's dinner time and I haven't had a snack. Other days I am like ravishing for a snack. I don't know if it's the output of energy that just makes me hungry, or if it's just some days I'm hungry and some days I'm not. But I pretty much eat till I'm hungry because I choose to eat whole, clean foods that are mostly unprocessed. These baked tostadas are oil-free. All of these are oil-free. Our hummus is oil-free. So really the high-fat items here would be like your tahini, your nut butters, or your nut cheeses if you use those with any of your crackers, the tahini and the hummus. But yeah, everything's pretty like on plan for me, what I choose to eat to show up healthy and energized every day. So let's see. I'm so far from the computer, I can't make your comments bigger. You love me. Aw, you guys are so sweet. I love being here. The healthiest potato. So I don't know about the healthiest potato, but a white potato is the most satiating on the satiation index. I look for the potatoes that make me feel the best. So I love white or like yellow or red potatoes that I boil up. I also really, really enjoy sweet potatoes. I'll roast them. I actually cut them in half and roast them. There are several recipes in the Super Easy Plant-Based Cookbook for sheet pan meals. And those are really great. I really like, there's a whole chapter, first of all, on sheet pan and one pot meals. And that's where the mango ginger chickpea curry comes from. The chickpea El Pastor tacos, those are awesome. The sheet pan fajitas. We love to do sheet pan meals because the sheet pan fits right into our convection, stuffed sweet potatoes, barbecue sweet potato bowl, roasted kabocha squash. I mean, this is like super easy. It makes plant-based eating easy and accessible. And again, if there's anything that I talked about, let me know. Some of these recipes are also republished with permission from me on on VegInspired.com. So you can access some of them there. So I love this. If you have questions, go ahead and drop them in the chat. We do have a few more minutes while my potatoes are cooling off a little bit. And then honestly, if you want to learn more about using food to fuel your goals, do be sure that you're registered for that free masterclass starting on December 6th, VegInspired.com/masterclass. We'll be doing an audit of what is going on in your life. We'll be doing, how to implement, what to implement, and really start to navigate that space in your life. And you'll be takeaways every day to start taking action on eating more plants right away. Next week, I will be in the Facebook group, the VegInspired Healthy Habits for High Achievers Facebook group. We will not be streaming to YouTube. So if you're not in that Facebook group, make sure you get in there or get in touch with me so you can get the replay. Next week, I will be talking all about the power of decision regarding eating more plants. So you don't want to miss it. Decision-making is key. So I'd love to know what you thought of this training. And if you want to connect with me further, DM me, send me a message. Make sure you're registered for the masterclass. There is a comment. Can I post the name of my cookbooks? Absolutely. You can find all the cookbooks on VegInspired.com. So I will post a link so that you can access those. I would be glad to do that. And yes, thank you so much for tuning in to another wonderful VegInspired live show. I am here to serve you and help inspire you to eat more plants. Until next time, have a great day and live veg inspired. Bye.